Are we coming up? Looks like it's trying. Come on, Twitch, don't fail us. There we go. Okay. Now that I've confirmed that we are live, we'll begin our proper pre-tournament show. When we warm up, everybody drinks some coffee, everybody gets ready, and the show gets rolling. So anyways, let's look at the list of players. I prepared it ahead of time because I figured it'd be helpful to have instead of constantly looking back and forth. We only have about half the players here. So as before, we've got 6 people who battled truly hard. They got the golden ticket the fun way, I think, in the Master qualifier. Had to win all your games, or you had to have good tie breaks. And these players are Laurentiel, of course, Amahappy, Sensagus, Uska, Drygord, and Voltoyer. And then our top 10, we've got Pewkyu, Sandalphon, Sarnax, Crystal Slime, Holiol, Yenitz, Lider, Lynx, Bahamut, and Yablon. Alright. Oh, I see what you're saying, Zaralon, but the thing is, if the delay is on, then I can't really talk to you guys, and there's just kind of not the same. Part of the purpose of this is to just kind of warm up. Yeah, the 5-minute break, yeah, it's kind of a bit of a bummer, I know, but it's not that bad. I mean, we've kind of been doing it this way, and nobody seems to mind too much. So, if it ain't broke, right? But I could ask the devs this. But I know when the first Master was being done, this is how we did it, and I asked them if they like this format, and they seem to like it. Yeah. Oh, your resident sleeper emote failed. Ah, that's a proper emote. That's what I wanted to see. Okay, we still got a lot of time. We don't have any excess tickets, I don't believe, like last time where we had like 19 people, and even then, not everyone showed up. Now, someone was mentioning on the forums that that we should be posting these streams on YouTube, and I know the devs haven't been doing that, and unfortunately, I mean, unless they downloaded the last 2, then those I'm afraid are lost because I didn't save them. But I could save this one and send it to the devs, and they could do their thing. Yeah. As Alan Boy is testing out all the emotes, making sure they work, because he'll be using that one, the facepalm one, quite a bit, because I'll be calling out wrong lethals and such, like I always do. Hopefully not the resident sleeper one, because at the very least, these games should be exciting. 10-minute delay. I mean, basically, it's just a question of, do we even have this little 30-minute pre-show? Right? Because if we didn't have it at all, I could just start, let's say, 10 minutes before the actual tournament with the delay already on, and then I'll just quickly talk about the players, the fund, and like all the small stuff, and then we just get rolling right away. Is 5 minutes too short? I'm actually not sure. I think this could be a good idea for a poll in the forums, like, to make things fair, should the delay be increased to 10 minutes? And if that's the case, should we just skip this pre-show, or just make it shorter so that there isn't this little chat we're having, and we just go straight to me talking about the basics of the tournament? Because I don't need 30 minutes for that. I can cover that in 5 minutes. So I would just start, you know, right before the tournament. So that's something to discuss. I'll address this with the developers, see what they think, and then we'll see what gets decided. So anyways, I remember reading on the forums that the beta for the draft is coming to a close, and it seems like they are interested in lowering the deck size to 40. That's interesting. I'm actually surprised just how quickly they went on board, IFCO in particular. I would like that because it does seem like you basically just have to pick whatever cards you get, which is a bit of a bummer. There's really not much flexibility in deck building. You just put in the 30 or so cards that you drafted. Usually you'll have at least 12 like garbage picks. So it'd be interesting to see it at 40. Buff to mill decks, but I don't know if that's that big of a deal. Well, since Maddening Thoughts is no longer a card in the game, I don't know if you could realistically draft enough mill to make it work, because, for instance, the Flash of Delirium mills both players, so that's not good. You'd have to back it up with some vultures. But with a 40-card deck, you could draft a mill deck if you get like 3 vultures and 2 Flashes of Delirium. I mean, that's like over half of their deck gone right there. That could work if you get enough of them. 40 cards is not a lot to go through. It's just something to think about. But that's a problem for another day. We got 23 minutes. Still missing quite a lot of folk, but they usually are slow. So, guys, let's talk predictions. Is this going to be Cruel Tech's year? Hang on, let me just make sure he's even in Masters. I'm sure he is. He's not. He is not. Cruel Tech is not in this tournament? What? I'm actually pretty shocked. I mean, Cruel Tech is one of the best players in the game. He plays, I think, the most Spellweaver of anyone. He didn't make it. Maybe he just got unlucky, or like he made it to top 5, but then he got pushed out at the end. Hang on, let me check real quick what place he got. Oh, 141. Look at my ranking. Oh yeah, I'm a badass. 17. Well, we got pushed out quite a lot. So Cruel Tech was 17th. I don't know. I just kind of assumed he'd always get in. If we get some support to go 3 aspects, 45 will not be an issue. It'll be less of an issue. But the bottom line is you're still supposed to pick 30 out of 42, so it's not a lot of wiggle room. Whereas you compare it to Magic the Gathering, you use, what, 24 cards, I think, of the 42 you draft, give or take. So you have 18 kind of free picks. That's a lot more. Those extra 6 cards make a big difference. So even with support, I think, unless we draft with more packs, but I don't think they're going to want to do that, because, like, 3 packs is already a steep price. Not that steep, but you know what I mean, to get in. So you don't want to... You don't want to increase it any further. Yeah, we'll see how it is without Cruel Tech. I'm actually surprised. This is the first time he is not in Masters. Because that leaves, I think, only Laurentiel as the only one who's been in every single Masters. Maybe Uska Fanafa, I'm not sure. But a lot of these other guys have made it to a lot of them. The names I don't recognize are, let's see, Karnax and Lynx are the only names I don't recall ever being in the tournament. So, it's be interesting. It's always nice to see some fresh faces. So what kind of decks are we expecting to see? Not much has changed in the game, so probably it's just going to be the players figuring out what counters what beats what. Maybe try something a little bit different. Last Masters was populated by a large number of fairly aggressive decks. We had zombies, we had some Zash shenanigans, and actually that led to the tournament being somewhat shorter. Only Puke You. You weren't in all of them, Laurentio? Oh, hey, that's right. You missed one. That's right. I remember that. You weren't in one. So only Puke You has been in all of them. Well, he's an experienced card player. It's not a surprise. Okay, I wasn't sure about Uska, but I guess he did in this one. So Puke You, let's see if he can repeat his win from last time. Let's see if Laurentiel can stop him. So again, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pick like my top 3. I'm gonna pick like the safe favorite, I guess, and like some fun favorites. So, of course, the two most experienced players are Puku and Laurentiel. Of course, Uska is not far behind. So, between those three, who's the most likely to win? Honestly, it's anyone's guess. But I'm going to go with Laurentiel. Because, I don't know, he's Laurentiel. So, we'll give him the pick, the favorite. And let's see, who would I want to be the fun pick? Got some interesting choices here. Maybe Drygord. Drygord played really well in this one draft tournament. So let's go with Drygord. Drygord is my fun pick. The maybe not as likely, but still in there pick. But you know what? Really, any one of these players could do it. Because the deck quality across the board is not that different in general. Everybody knows what the best decks are. So it's just a matter of which ones you bring and how you decide to ban. And of course a little bit of luck. All these things combined are going to decide who the winner is going to be. You need a little bit of luck to win. That's just the nature of card games in general. But at least it's not a coin flipping competition like some other games that I'm not gonna name right now. Okay. So we still got 7 people? Wow. Well, I mean, 18 minutes is still a long time, so it's not that big a deal. I'm drinking some green tea over here to keep me awake and energized. I'll tune down the music a little bit. If you want to get your 3 wins, I mean, that's pretty good. Oh yeah, it'd be interesting if Peacekeeper came back to defend this crown. Because he's technically the Grand Champion because he has 2 wins. But I suppose you could also count it by just who has the most points overall. But Peacekeeper hasn't played in some of the last few. But yeah, Peacekeeper has 2 wins. And then the other 4 went to respectively Johto, Puku, Laurentiel, and Powell. So those are the other 4, with Peacekeeper having 2. And we'll see who takes this title. Will we crown a new champion? It'll be good. It'll be good to see. Maybe one day they'll have like this grand tournament between only the winners. But I think we need at least 8 different winners to do this. Or they could make this fun and have, like, you know, let's say the best 6 and like invite Ifko and Crip just to watch him get crushed. Oh no, just one of them. Invite Ifko and just make sure he goes 0. He's the one who goes 0-3. Ifko and 7 of the best 7 winners. So we have 5 winners. So we need 2 more, and then we'll have the grand tournament between those 7 and Ifko. It's gonna happen. Of course, we have to actually get those 7 people. It's not so easy, sadly. But hey, we can only hope. People's lives change. Sometimes you can't do these kinds of things anymore. Everyone has their moment in the sunlight. And of course, I'll commentate. That'll be fun. I don't even know what Johto and Peacekeeper are doing. Ever since they stopped playing Spellweaver, they just ceased all contact. I think Johto is still playing ESL. I checked his channel on YouTube. He's made like a handful of videos, but very few. I guess he's busy with school or something. Or maybe he finished and he's working like full time and just doesn't have time to like do this sort of thing, which makes sense. And as for Peacekeeper, I'm not really sure what he's doing. I wonder if that'll be the future for more of our players. But that's a discussion for another day. 15 minutes to go. We still have only the 7 players. The most buys I think we ever had was 2. And yeah, that's it. I mean, we could technically just launch with 8 and then just be 3 rounds instead of 4. And yeah, that could be enough. But we don't want that. We want more fun and action. We want all of the all of our favorite players to fight it out. Anywho, what else we got to cover? Oh, let's take a look at the reward pool. We got 274. That means what? $48 were donated. It may not seem like a lot, but I think it is. I mean, keep in mind that with a smaller prize pool, the I guess you could say the the stakes are a bit lower in a sense. You know, the very first master we had something like $700 donated. You know, that was huge. It was ridiculous. But because of course it was the first tournament, people were, you know, hyped, and, you know, predictably over time less and less would be donated. So this is not really a surprise. But hey, the prestige is still there. And hey, you know what? Winning anything at all is exciting. I can tell you that. There's a difference between earning money, like at work, and winning money for something. It's interesting, but there is a difference. It feels different. It feels better, actually. Like, it feels a lot better to win, let's say, $500 than to earn. Because let's say you just earn $500 from like one weekly paycheck or something. But, you know, if you go to a tournament and you win $500, you know you had to fight for it, right? Whereas at work, you don't really have to fight for it in general. You're gonna get it as long as you show up and you do your job. You're gonna get it. So that little detail makes a difference, and it makes it that much sweeter to get it, even for small amounts. There's a local chess club I go to, and they occasionally host these little tournaments, like small prize pools. Like, we're talking like $20, $30. But even winning those sometimes is like, yeah, awesome, right? It's strange, but it works this way. So don't underestimate the prize pool. The drive to win is still there. Better Bucks? Is that what it is? Is it your name for this sort of reward? Oh, we got Uska Fanafa joining the party. That's pretty good. Still missing 8 though. 12 minutes though. A lot of them might just join towards the end. Now, the time for the tournament is a little different because of daylight savings. But I mean, not all of the countries use daylight savings. It is an hour earlier for me. That's why I'm pointing this out. And of course, Laurentiel is right. The competitiveness, the aspect of beating other people also it's there. Yeah, I know. So, oh, Drygord is here. That's good. That's 9. You just love winning. I like winning too, but to me, actually, the more important aspect is the fight. The fight has to be good. That's why when I baby rage when I lose when there was no fight. Like, I don't mind losing if there was a fight, because then, you know, maybe I got beat up, but I got a few good licks in and it was good. But if I just like lose because, you know, to translate this into a card game, the example of losing after a good fight is, you know, both played mid-range decks, it was back and forth, and then one guy just like got the right combination of cards to push through the damage. Okay. Now, a situation of losing without a fight is when you just open really badly and your opponent plays perfect 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop and just crushes you, and then, yeah, like you feel like it was not a fair fight. That's why it hurts so badly. What do we got? Lynx. Yeah, it's a good baby rage kind. If your opponent doesn't fight, it's boring. But hey, if there's a prize on the line, you're not going to complain about it too much. Puku, Drygord, and Laurentiel top 3. Sure, I would actually say Puku, Laurentiel, and Uska. But, I mean, really, the others are just not far behind. Like, the fact that we're seeing new names show up in these master tournaments, it does mean that the level of skill is increasing across the board. Oh, no, objectively, you could almost say any one of these guys could win. Oh, we got Adler here. Is it going to be on YouTube? I will send the file to the developers, and I will let them figure it out. Yeah, you're not gonna find the previous Masters because, as I understand, Twitch only holds videos for like 2 weeks or something. So they'll just have deleted it. But I mean, I'll ask them to put it on YouTube. Or I mean, I could even do it, but they should do it. They should put it on their YouTube channel because it's their content technically. It just has my face on it, but it's their content, so it should be them who post it on their channel. And hopefully we'll make this a regular thing where we just post every one of them. I do record them and I have the files saved. It's just, well, we really haven't been doing it very well, but we can always change that. So I think it would be a cool idea, because, you know, let people... Yeah, I actually just got a confirmation from Ivco that we will be doing that. So, yeah, as soon as I finish this in, whatever, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, however long it is, then I'll just send them the file. Or actually, I don't even have to, because it should be on Twitch. Like, they should be able to just download it straight from Twitch and then just do whatever they want with it. But if they don't, then I'll keep a copy of it just in case. If something goes wrong. Because I know the first time around we had an issue where the settings on the channel were wrong and it didn't get saved, but luckily I had a copy, so we were able to save it. Anyways, we're up to 10 players now. That's good. The numbers are going up. We've got only 8 minutes. And of course, a friendly reminder, you can donate to the pool to help support the game and all that good stuff up until the very end of the tournament. I'll just throw it out there. Just for the sake of completion. Oh, Little Fur. That's 11 players. That's pretty good. We're getting there. I mean, as long as we get like 14 players, I think we're in good shape. We would like all 16, but unfortunately, life happens. Yenyet Shui? Why would you be surprised? I mean, again, I think any of these guys could, like, take first. Maybe not, because when it comes to Conquest, you do have to be a knowledgeable player. Because, you know, you can make a difference by making the right bands, making the right plays. And, the more experienced players will find those little plays. It was Sanelion who told me that the true skill in card games is between the lines, as he put it. Which to me means that the idea is to always just give yourself the best chance to win. You can never guarantee it, but you can always give yourself the best chance. And if you always give yourself the best chance, you will, on average, do better than your opponents. And that's why I think I like Conquest. I know there's been some complaining about it, but I do like Conquest, actually. The idea of banning something gives you a wider strategy, and you can't just rely on like one deck to carry you. You have to have 3 competitive decks, and you have several ways to approach it. You could just specifically tech against one deck that you will never ban, and you'll just try to beat it with all your decks, or design your decks to lose to exactly one kind of deck and then just ban that. Like, a common strategy has been to always ban like the control or like dragon combo or something, and then just not worry about it. Like, if you don't ever want to have to play around Cataclysm, that's one way to do it. Or if you want to always ban chickens. Although with chickens, it's not as obvious because either Elric or Kayanu could run them. I mean, conceivably, even like Advanced Zash could run it. Any rage deck could run chickens. That's not an aggressive deck. So you might try to ban chickens, but you might be unsuccessful. Speaking of decks, what do we got out there? I expect to see zombies and rage because they play fast and they're consistent. As far as control, we saw dragon combo perform pretty well, so I imagine Puky will probably still play it. And what else? Oh yeah, you can also ban a specific card, like Landslide. That has been a plan, which is fair. Now that Landslide is, well, not a threat anymore, you don't have to worry about it. It's just Cataclysm. Oh, we got Sent Sages. 12 out of the 16. That's good. You just need 4 more, or at least 2 more. But even with 12, it would still be an okay tournament. It just means there'll be like a few buys. Actually, 4. I don't know how we'd do it. It might just pair the 6 people and then like pair the buys with each other. Whatever. Other decks, Kayano has been pretty popular. It's been getting banned consistently as well. I imagine it's because Kayano has frequently had the chickens, and people don't want to have to deal with swift ranged chickens for 1 mana. Elreich, sure, also. Is Bolthor still in prison? I haven't heard from Bolthor in a while. He did say something on the chat recently, but I mean, he works full time now, so he just has a lot less time than he used to. I mean, that's what happens once you go full time. You like, it's hard to like actually do other stuff like consistently. Oh, you called it real life? Oh, he's definitely in that prison. I don't think it's necessarily a prison, but it has its limits. Oh, we got Yablon, so we got 13. It's a horrible place. Is that why you escape to play video games? I mean, there's nothing wrong with playing video games. Oh, they are better than a job, but here's the thing. The job has the fortunate side effect of providing you with this thing called money, which then lets you buy more video games. See? So there is a purpose to it. I guess the best idea is to play WTF video games as your job, but even that I don't think is as simple as you'd think, because really, even the things you like doing, you don't do them like for hours at a time. Generally, you like take breaks, you like maybe do other stuff. Maybe some people could. I mean, I cannot play like the same video game for 10 hours. I just couldn't. Usually, there have been some exceptions, but generally, no. Same goes for like streaming card games. Like, you know, playing card games on Twitch, it's all fine and good, but if you have to, like, say, stream for like 10 hours, and you're gonna start getting bored. Like, I can imagine that. And sitting in the same place for hours on end, it's not as simple as it seems. Taking breaks, that is casual. Well, yeah, the point is that you enjoy yourself. Alright, so registration closes in less than 2 minutes, so once it closes, I'll start the delay. As is traditional for us, we'll take a 5-minute break, and it'll be you guys will wait 5 minutes. That's how long it'll take to catch up, give or take. It'll take no time for me, but that's just how it is. For the moment, you know, that's how we'll do it, unless we decide to have a different approach. You played poker? Your brain gets fried. Yeah, I know the feeling. If for thinking too much, you really do. You really do. I know, because 2 days ago I played a chess simul where I played against 12 players at the same time, and after like 3 hours, I was beat, even though I barely moved at all. So I know how it feels. Like, I was like actually physically tired from thinking too much, it's just fascinating. It just shows you how powerful your brain really is. I mean, your brain consumes like a quarter of the calories that you use every day. So your brain is hungry. It likes food, but it only uses so much. So I wonder, can you lose more weight by thinking more? Fun times. Fun times. Okay, registration is about to close, so once it does, I'll cut it off. Yep. Oh yeah, Pepe's solution, pretty good. All right, I'll see you guys in 5 minutes.